Hey guys, it's your boy Pistol Pete back again with an exciting announcement. You guys might have seen this on Twitter already, or if you've watched my stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/PistolPete2506, shameless plug. You guys know that we created a tournament. It's a fantasy draft tournament in a sense that incorporates some SBC elements as well. So I reached out to some of my YouTube and streamer friends from Twitch, a lot of the guys you may know already, and we all decided to take part in this tournament for fun. But then at the end, we actually added a grand prize of 12,000 FIFA points, no matter what console you're on, that will go to the winner of this tournament. So with that said, guys, I am going to X out the cam, and I just want to show you guys a couple of graphics that are going to show you the rules, the participants, and the bracket of how this is actually going to go down. Alright guys, so what you see on your screen right now is basically a layout or the rules for the tournament that we have all agreed upon, and it's a lot of fun. Like you guys can see, there's a lot of stipulations. But it's basically, in a sense, so we did the fantasy draft, and then we had to incorporate some sort of SBC requirements, in a sense. So this is our own SBC. These are the rules that we all agreed upon, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So the first one is that you need to draft one team from each of the following leagues, which is the EPL, Calcio A, and Liga Santander, which is actually going to give you guys a total of 3 teams to choose from. Now, of those 3 teams, your starting 11 must consist of a minimum of 3 players from each team. So guys, this is a hybrid. It takes a lot of strategy in terms of creating this team to get chemistry in all kinds of places. And you guys will see how that affected my team when I show you guys that. Another rule is the bench must consist of players from the 3 teams drafted. So you can't go outside of those 3 teams that you drafted to fill your bench. You can have a max of 1 legend on your team. By the way, that legend was chosen in the draft, so no 2 players in this tournament can have the same legend. So for instance, I have Mateus, and you will see that when I show you guys my team. But so I own Mateus in this draft. Nobody else can have Mateus. And so that example expands across all the players in this draft. The next rule is you can only have 1 silver card max in the starting 11 or the bench. So you can only have 1 silver card throughout your entire team, starting 11 or bench. The next rule is there's no attribute cards allowed, so none of that cheese, guys. No attribute cards allowed whatsoever. You can only make a substitution after halftime. So if somebody tries to make, let's just say they try to put a filler card in their starting 11 and then they would try to just pause the game when it starts and bring a better player off their bench, they can't do that. So you have to go with the requirements, which is a minimum of 3 players from each team drafted. And then, of course, you are allowed substitutions after halftime, which is only fair because after halftime, some of your players might be fatigued, and it is just normal that you make substitutions after halftime, so no big deal there. There will be a home and away leg played in every single bracket of the tournament, so you will see your favorite YouTuber/streamer play a home and then an away leg, and then, of course, the person that wins will go on to the next part of the tournament. And then finally, like I said before, the grand prize is going to be 12,000 FIFA points to the winner. So guys, it's going to be a lot of fun. Let me move on now to actual participants that are in this tournament and the teams that they drafted and their legend. Alright guys, now that you know the rules to the tournament, I'm sure you want to know who is participating in this tournament. Let's be honest, this is a who's who in terms of the FIFA community. You have FUT Economist, MboneHD, BuckArmy, Elyyt, MexicanUzi, Vizeh, FlairFIFA, and of course yours truly, Pistol Pete. Now, a lot of these people have Twitter accounts, they stream live on Twitch daily, and they have YouTube accounts as well. I will put all of their information down below in the description. But when it comes to myself, let's talk about the 3 teams and the legends that I chose. I chose Torino and Calcio A. That was actually my 3rd round pick. With my 1st round pick, I took Real Madrid for all of the obvious reasons. A lot of toddy players that I can choose from, a lot of OP players that I can choose from. And then finally, in the EPL, I did choose Leicester City. Now, as my legend, I chose my favorite player in the entire game, Lothar Matthäus. He is my favorite legend and just in general, my favorite player in the game. The guy's a beast. He comes in as a CDM at his natural position, but I always change him to center mid. He does it all, man. The guy has high work rates. He's amazing with long shots. He has that trait where you can just hit that long shot from outside of the box and it dips down into one of the corners of the goal and it goes in like 70 to 80% of the time. So amazing player, one of my favorites. And then of course here on the screen you guys can see what teams and what legends the rest of the competitors in this tournament chose. With that said, let's go on to the bracket and see exactly who we are going to face in the first round. All right, guys, so here is the bracket as promised. But first things first, before I get on to who's playing who, I mean, it's already on the screen, obviously, so you see it. But on the bottom right-hand corner, you see that there is a Twitter account that I do recommend you guys follow if you want to keep up to date with all of the news and information of what's going down in this tournament. It is at The Draft Champs. So on Twitter, at The Draft Champs. Guys, we will update that, I mean, to the minute. So you're going to know exactly who's winning these games, what's going on, news and information, when you might want to tune in on Twitch to see these games played live, or when we drop a YouTube video so that you can see the recap and see who's going on to the next round. So in the first round, you'll see here, and once again, guys, it is a home and an away leg. So two games need to be played here. I'm taking on Elyyt. So one of my boys from Twitch, Elyyt, I'm taking him on in the first round. I'm not going to lie to you guys, man. I've seen Elyyt play this game. He's absolute garbage. I mean, I think I'm going to beat him both games by like 3 or 4 goals. And we'll just go on to the next round where we will either face the winner of MexicanUzi or BuckArmy. I don't know who you guys have, but like I said, down in the comments section, I want you guys to let me know who do you think is going to win this tournament. Who do you guys think is going to win in the first round and go on to the next part of the bracket? Who's going to walk away with those 12,000 FIFA points, which is an awesome prize I'm sure anybody that's watching this video right now would want to have. So in the next bracket, we have MexicanUzi playing BuckArmy. Down below, you'll see MboneHD is taking on FUT Economist. And then finally, last but not least, you have FlairFIFA taking on Vizeh. So, of course, the winner between MboneHD and FUT Economist will go on to face the winner of FlairFIFA and Vizeh. Now, guys, one thing that you don't see in this tournament bracket is we will be having a loser's bracket of sorts. So whoever loses in the first round will go on to play each other as well. If you follow college basketball, it's going to be akin to the Final Four, kind of how the 2 winning teams will go on to play each other in the national championship. And then before that, you'll have the runner-up game. So it'll be the same deal with this bracket, guys. But with that said, once again, I just want to reiterate, follow that Twitter account on the bottom left-hand corner. It's at The Draft Champs. Guys, we're going to move on now to the team that I drafted and the hybrid SBC that I put together. I did this live on stream. I've made a few changes since then because, as you guys know, I am an investor and I'm not in a sense short on coins, but there's never been a better time than to invest right now in this moment that I'm speaking when I recorded this video. So I did have to make some of the moves that I made, and I'll show them to you right now live on the screen, and I'll explain to you why I made them. Alright guys, so here's my team. Like I said, I made most of this team live on stream. And if we go back to the rules, I'll explain to you why my team looks like this and why I picked these specific players. But remember, I needed to use 3 players from each of the 3 teams that I drafted minimum. I could have a maximum of 1 legend on my team and a maximum of 1 silver, which I did choose to exercise that rule. As you guys can see, I do have 1 silver on my team there at the left mid position, Demarai Gray. And then, of course, like I said, my favorite player in the entire game, Lothar Matthäus. I changed him from a center defensive mid over to a center mid. And then what I'll probably do in-game is make this switch right here, guys, is I'll switch Danny Drinkwater and Lothar Matthäus just by position, so that is allowed. You can't make substitutions until the second half, but you can move players around. So I am going to be moving Lothar Matthäus in-game to the cam position in a sense. I know it's center forward, but sort of a cam position anyways, and he has those long shots that I told you guys about. So that for sure will be happening in-game. But for chemistry purposes, before the game starts, this is the formation that I'm going to use, and these are the players. This is where they're going to be. Now, I will say this. There are some players, don't look down at the bench, because there's some players that I will be buying in the future. Of course, sticking with the Leicester City, Real Madrid, or Torino theme to fill out that bench. But some of these players can get really expensive. Like, I do want to use either man of the match or team of the group stage, Mahrez. But he is kind of expensive. We're talking like 200,000 coins or 350,000, depending on which card I pick up. And I'll do that before I play Elyyt. That's for sure, guys. But anyways, here's what I have up top. I have Inform Jamie Vardy, which is a 6 card. Everybody knows that he's OP. Statistically speaking, using footbin.com, he's either the 3rd or 4th best striker in the EPL. So we definitely have a great one there. And we'll just go from left to right following that. We have Demarai Gray over here. He is the silver that I'm using. And I needed him for chemistry purposes. And also, he's basically just the best left mid that Leicester has. Really pacey left mid or left winger, depending where you want to play him. But he's really poor on his shot and his pass. So what I'm going to do with him is I'm going to set him to kind of play back and more defensive. And then what I did was I put a Deadeye chemistry card on him to pick up his shot and pass statistics because he's really good with pace. So if he gets the ball, he's going to be able to run down the field really fast with that 89 pace. But other than that, guys, he's going to be able to do nothing else. He can't pass the ball really well, and he can't shoot it. So all he's good for is running around really quickly Like I said, I'm going to play him as defensive as possible. Now, Luka Modric, Team of the Year, Luka Modric. I packed him, pack pulled. You guys can see that on my YouTube channel. Just go back like 15 or 16 videos. It's one of the first videos I uploaded. Amazing the night that I pulled him in a pack. Second best player I've ever pulled in a pack besides Team of the Season, Tots Messi, which I packed 2 FIFAs ago. Tots Messi was the best player I've ever packed in my life. Luka Modric was the second best player I've ever packed. Now, for chemistry purposes, we do have Danny Drinkwater there at the center forward position, linked next to Lothar Matthäus. And then finally, I packed Bale. This is an untradeable Bale. I packed him in those 82-plus rated packs. And I actually have my YouTube video of me packing him as well. You can go back a couple of videos, and it's right next to that Luka Modric video. At left back, I do have Team of the Year Marcelo. And then what I did was I had Team of the Year Sergio Ramos center back card. I decided to sell him and then pick up his latest inform. I do believe it's his second inform right here. It's 91 overall rated. The reason for that is his in-game stats don't differ that much from his Team of the Year card, but the price range does, guys. When I bought that card, it was right around $1 million. I did take a big hit. I sold him like at 850,000, 800,000, but I was able to pick up this second inform card, which isn't that far off from his Team of the Year, for like 400,000 coins saving. So I saved 400,000 coins. I still have a really good comparable card. 91 rated overall center back. Everybody knows that Sergio Ramos is a really good card. Now, not going to lie to you guys. I never play with Torino. I don't know who the hell these players are. I drafted them, so I had to get 3 players from that team and find a way to work them into my lineup. This is the best that I could do, guys, honestly speaking. And like I said, I don't even know their names, so we're going to look at it together, all right? This guy is Leandro Castan. It's a non-rare gold card, but 80 rated overall for a non-rare gold card is not bad. His pace isn't that great, but I threw an anchor chemistry on him, which will pick up the pace, the defensive stats, and the physicality as well. And then next to him, this guy was actually a right wing back, but I used a position change card to make him a right back, Sabacosta. So like if you look up the right backs for Torino, you're only going to find one. And I don't know who that guy's name is, but it's not this guy, that's for damn sure. Anyways, you go right wing back, you can find this guy right here, David Zappacosta. You change him from right wing back over to right back, and I do believe he's sitting at a pretty good chemistry. Now, before I go to the goalkeeper, which is Joe Hart, obviously a lot of people know Joe Hart, right? So he used to play in the EPL, very popular, everybody knows him. You'll see that a couple of these guys are off chemistry. Now, the only one here that's really going to be off chemistry when I get this team going the way that I want it to be is going to be Gareth Bale, and it's just because of the links. He's only got one yellow link there with Lothar Matthäus, who's a legend, but then his link to Jamie Vardy doesn't exist, and then of course his link down here to this guy again, David Zappacosta, different nation, different league. There's no links there, so really I don't mind playing Gareth Bale off chemistry if it's only going to be an 8 in terms of being off chemistry by 2 points. Now the rest of these guys, I'm just going to do the chem glitch on. So I'm going to do the chemistry glitch. We're going to go through 10 games with these guys, and everybody else should be at 10 chemistry when it's all said and done, except for Gareth Bale. So I don't think we did bad at all, guys. 100% chemistry, once again, except for Gareth Bale, and then an 87 overall star rating. We're not looking bad, guys. So this is the team I'm going to start out with. Like I said, don't really look at the bench in terms of what I'm going to have to start this tournament out with. But I think Ellyt's going to have his hands full, guys. I mean, this is a great team right here. If I find a way to sell off some of my investments and not really hurt myself in terms of future investments, I might just go pick up Riyad Mahrez. I'm sorry, not Rich. I almost called him Richard Mahrez. Riyad Mahrez, and then I'll either pick up his 86 or his 87 rated card, and I'll bring him off of the bench, or I'll find a way to put him in at that right mid position and then bring Bale off, maybe play Bale off chem over at the left mid position, something like this. I'll just show you guys really quick. This is what I might do if I scrounge up the coins. And then, you know, Damari Gray will just go to the bench. But I'll do that. And as you see, of course, Bale just goes down one more chemistry point, which I don't like, down to 7. But Riyad Mahrez goes all the way up to 10 chem over there. Either way, I don't think we can lose, guys. With that said, you guys, I think you guys have the layout of the tournament. You understand exactly what's going on. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. A really good grand prize. What I would say is in the comment section down below, if you have some suggestions for me in terms of what I can do with this team, maybe changing some formations, getting different players in there, different chemistry styles, I don't know, whatever it is that you guys might want to contribute, please do so in the comment section down below. I love interacting with you guys. With that said, full sellout moment here. You guys already know what's coming. Follow me on Twitter, PistolP2506. Follow me on Instagram, PistolP2506. Follow me on Twitch, where I stream almost daily, twitch.tv/PistolP2506. I almost always forget the twitch.tv part. And then finally, if you're watching this video, you already know what my YouTube channel is, but go ahead and hit that sub button, man. Listen, look. It's my parents' house, guys. It's no lie. You guys gotta help Pistol Pete out here, man. I want to move out of this fucking hellhole one day. All right, guys. I got my beautiful girlfriend. I don't know how long she's gonna stay with me. If I stay living with my parents forever. We're 31 years old here, guys. I need some help, man. With that said, hit the sub button. Follow me on all social media platforms. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to keep up with the tournament and your favorite contributors to the tournament by following that Twitter account that I will link down in the description below at The Draft Champs. Guys, it's been real. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.